Hello, welcome to the demo for SenseiAi. So let's start by logging in. We can use Google to log into our account. So this is the student dashboard. It records the past study sessions and material studies. So this is good for tracking student track record. So let's look at the first feature, which is dojos. So dojos are a great place to practice whatever you have studied so far. So let's create a new dojo for this. Let's name it dojo 2. Let's create the dojo. Yeah, so let's enter this. This is a good way for separating and categorizing your study material. Let's create a new quiz. Let's call it quiz 2. Let's upload a document. Right. So let's upload this video. This PDF contains topics related to how ancient Indians looked at and studied the moon. So a lot of the content will be related to that. And let's create our quiz. Yes, so to practice our quiz, we can enable timer. We can adjust to how much time we want to give. I will be running through these questions. The content is not important, so let's just mark any answer. Right. Now, on submitting the quiz, it will give us a score, and it will also give us insights into how well we have performed. So, for this question, according to the provided text, what is the primary composition of the moon? We chose we chose the incorrect option. So this was the correct answer, but since this was a short content, it has recommended that we revise this topic immediately, and it does the same for each incorrect question and gives an overall recommendation. So overall, consider reviewing the materials more thoroughly, focus on concepts behind the questions. That's fine. Now we can, since we are done with this quiz, let's go back to our session, our dojo, and back to dojos. Right. So this is a great place to practice practice the questions related to your study material. Let's look at Concept Academy. Concept Academy is a great place for students who learn better through video format. So let's make a video for the same content. Let's upload the same PDF. Here. Right. Let's create an explanatory video. What this will do is it'll create a PowerPoint presentation, and it will generate audio narration for that, for the content. So and it'll explain through all the points that are important in the study material. So so now we can look at the video that we have just generated.
Welcome to our video about the moon. Let's start with some basic facts. The moon is not made of water, and its brightness increases every day as it moves away from the sun.
Yeah, so videos like this are great for people who like brief points and learn better from a video format. Now let's look at our course advisor. So this is for people who want to grow better into in a specific field, but don't know what kind of courses they should take. So let's say I want to become a software developer. So I can ask it for course recommendations, and it will look through the upGrad website and recommend the courses that are best suited for your goal. So PG certification in full stack development with job guarantee. This is upGrad certified. PG diploma in software development, online full stack development bootcamp. So it will recommend these kind of courses. Now let's look into Oracle's Insights. Now Oracle's Insights is a really good place to look at to get an analysis of previous year question papers. So let's test it out. So we have these 4 mid-semester papers, past mid-semester papers for DSA. Now it'll perform an analysis for all 4 papers, and then it'll give us the most frequent topics and most important topics, and it will also generate a sample question paper. So the domains are time complexity, sorting algorithm, data structures, big O notation, and binary search tree. These were the most frequently asked topics, so it has recommended that we follow through on these. The patterns, proof-based questions, questions that require students to prove or disprove a statement. Questions like this: prove or disprove that lower bound for comparison-based sorting is O of n log n. Algorithm design question is also very important for data structures and algorithms. Time complexity analysis is also very important. And here we have a sample question paper. So question 1 is prove or disprove that lower bound is O of n log n. Design an algorithm to sort a sequence of numbers in O of n log k time. So these are all very important questions for our DSA paper. So this is again a great place to test out to get as close to the exam pattern as possible. Here we have census path. So this is to deal with to create a better study plan, overall study plan for any subject. So let's say I'm trying to learn deep learning. Now I have my university's handout, but I'm not sure how I should follow through with it. So I've uploaded that handout, and I'm asking it to create a study plan for me. Yeah, so it has broken it down in steps. So step 1 is choosing an online course. We can find these recommendations here. Then we can also review the course outlines and prerequisites, set a study schedule, complete courses and lessons and assignments, practice and apply deep learning concepts, review and refine. All these are extremely important, and we can find details here. Now there's another feature, which is to bridge any language gap there is, because some people prefer to study in a different language. So some people they prefer to keep their notes in Hindi, but if they don't have the handwritten notes, they can actually upload this. So let's upload this, and it'll give us the Hindi translation for that. Right. So this way, if someone has a language preference, they can also learn properly. Now here is the memory palace. Memory palace is really good for generating flashcards and having repetitive learning. So a lot of times, best way to memorize is through spaced repetition, which is also a feature that we have implemented. So let's create a set of flashcards. So let's just call them flashcards 2. Let's upload our PDF here, and let's create our memory cards. Yeah, so let's open these. Now it'll give us it works similarly to how standard flashcards would work. So we have our question at front. According to provide context, what is the moon made of? Now we have to say the answer out loud for it to work. We say the answer out loud, then we can check if it's correct. Then we can move on to the next question. How does the moon change brightness according to test? So it's dependent on the distance from the sun. Yeah, so I know this, so I can move back on. Now to really get the best use out of this, we can use spaced repetition. So what are negative consequences when the moon passes through the sun, whatever. Alright, now when we see the answer, if we have gotten it correct, we can mark it easy or good or however we wish to. So again, for this question, let's say I didn't know the answer, so I can mark it for repetition. So let's go again. We can go through all these questions. Okay. All right. So after we have done with our flashcards, we can check our progress here. Since this is a demo, we haven't done a lot of lectures, so the progress analytics don't show anything. The community feature is something that we wish to build upon in the future. So that's it for our demo. Thank you for watching.